Hi, my name is David Frye. Welcome to the show again. This is Prideability, episode 4. And I want to introduce Beck Camp. They are a community member who regularly comes to the group for the disability support group. How did you get started to come to the Vermont Pride and come to the disability group? What motivated you to come to the group, and what do you get out of the group?
I think I've been coming to this group for like almost, I think it was 2 years now at this point, and I think like I think I can just be as I feel like I don't I didn't have like a community of people that are LGBT and disabled, and I think having like a group of people that I can go to every week to be able to talk about the different stuff they depending on the week, like if they or something need they support on that has to do with one or either being LGBT or disabled or both, talk about that with have the opportunity for learning for some learning stuff, because you've had guests come in to talk about different things. So
what was your best topic that, because you've been in group now for 2 years now, and so was there a favorite topic that we talked about? Was there a favorite guest speaker that we've had that you liked?
I think one that I thought was really interesting is when you had I forget his name, but he came to talk about computers and the
computer safety.
Yeah, we learned different, like more secure. That
was a good show.
Yeah,
a good guest speaker.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but he was from Champlain College.
Yeah.
And he
showed
talked about the things, what to watch out for being on the computer or dating site, or talked about I
think he showed us some safer some more secure phone apps. I thought
that was a good topic. On topics, was there a favorite topic, or other than the safety thing? I think everybody should take part in and be aware of what goes on the internet world, and
definitely
to see what those red lights are, and
and there was one that I think that day I wasn't able to be a part of, but it's something I have studied, and I think it's a topic that's important, is that you had brought everyone to the gym, and then did you end up going to City Market too that day?
No, we didn't go to City Market because we haven't set up that yet, because we haven't talked to somebody from City Market.
But I think the topic of healthy
living.
I yeah, I think all of that is like really important, and I mean, I feel like that's like that the topic that people with disabilities, like, I don't think get a good really good
I
education
think
on.
you're right about that.
So I think
And to have that further conversation about living healthy and not for the body and soul and you know, I even talk about in the groups going to your psychologist and how healthy that is for your mind, for your soul, and to get out and to be yourself. And you know, I think it's so important in our group to be ourselves. And
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you tell people if you saw somebody that might have a disability and wanted a new avenue in life, and you know, they were GLBTQ? What would you tell them, Beck?
Well, that's it. Like, I would. I mean, I think. Well, I mean, like, if they were someone who was like not already coming to this group, I would suggest, like, if they're free during the time that we have our meetings, but to come check it out, and so it'd be definitely be one thing I'd tell them. And I mean, depending on what the disability was, they make sure they and probably also depending like how close I am with the person, just see if they're like getting the help they need, if they need a therapist, or they are having trouble like finding just a doctor, because I know that's something that a lot of people, I mean, not even just disabled people, a lot of people, it's an issue a lot of people are dealing with now.
You know, with our group, and you see it when you come to group every week, that a lot of people in our group, there's all sorts of disabilities, isn't there? And and I think that's what makes our group so unique.
Yeah.
That it's not just a certain disability, it's all disabilities. And having that mind and soul, and to get people out too. And last year, this was another question I wanted to ask you. Was your first gay pride?
Oh, I mean, well, not my first. Well,
was that your first?
No, with I mean, like being with. No, I think I've.
So you've been to different.
I've been to a few
festivals.
Yeah.
Than just that one.
No, I mean,
so,
it was. No, I mean, like, I've gone like a handful. I'd gone like a few. I think last year was my first time I tabled for myself for the first time last year.
And so, what was it like for you to go to your first gay pride and really put a define, you know, like, this is who you are? And
I think I've been to a handful of pride parades around here over the years, But I think going to the Pride Parade is, I think it's always like a really good experience. Like, and be like, or be like around people who are able, like, just be surrounded by people who are like just taking so much joy in like expressing who they are.
Yeah. Isn't it wonderful?
So I think for me, I think last year when I was doing educational tabling for
Oh, that's right, because you weren't at our booth, so you were doing your own thing.
yeah. Yep, it was for asexuality and aromantic education, and yeah, I think that's something I want to do something similar again this year. I think, yeah, I think like, yeah, I think I think being at Pride is always just really fun. I just. I enjoy like just seeing everyone like so like happy and feeling like relaxed, like being, just be there for fun and like, yeah.
So one other question I wanted to ask you, because we talked about somebody, if you met somebody in the community that might have a disability that's GLBTQ plus A. What if you met somebody international and you were talking to them online, or you corresponded with this person somewhere, I don't know, like somewhere, maybe you met them in Boston or something, and maybe you were just traveling, and so you met this person and they're GLBTQ plus with a disability. What would you tell that person? And you said, well, what I want to hear your words. What would you tell them?
Let's see, I would. I do know that. Let's see. I would. Well, I might. I think if they seem like they needed support of support in some way, like they felt like they weren't being supported in their home life in regards to disability and being LGBTQ. Probably depending like whether, because like I'd say a city is one. I think in a city I would probably say go talk to your local like LGBT like support
and see if
center.
see if there's a group for people with disabilities, if not,
they
start one. That's what I always tell them.
Yeah, or like if they're not comfortable to start it themselves, they talk to the people at the LGBT support their Pride Center there, and there might be someone who goes to that Pride Center regularly who is disabled who would love to start something like that. So I think. So yeah, they try, see if there's a support group already in place, and if not, figure out collaborate with the
maybe another Pride Center that has one, or And you know, for you coming to groups every single week, and you're such a dedicated person to come to groups, I would, you know, you've certainly have gotten my Self Advocate of the Year award because you were a go-getter, and you coming to groups was so important, and so I put that in a couple years ago, and you got that award. What was that? What was it like to get that award, and what's it like to be Advocate of the Year? You know.
I mean, I think it was. I thought. I thought it was exciting I was being able to participate in the I am going to be blanking on the.
It was Green Mountain.
So the Green Mountain Self Advocates
Advocates.
Conference that.
Voices and Choices.
Yeah, their Voices and Choices conference. They be able to go there and help participate in the workshop that he put together.
Yeah.
Our group helped put together. And being able to do that, it was so I think do that was really eye-opening, because I am a person with a disability. I've had there are certain disabilities I have not had too much not a whole lot of exposure to. I think it makes, I just see them with some developmental disabilities getting support and learning how to advocate for themselves was really great to see, and they getting that, and I mean they had, and I think as far as they get receiving the award, I think I was.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I was very.
Like,
I was happy to get it. Happy to
like I
receive
said,
it.
I mean,
I was happy.
you were there at every single meeting, and you know, that's what it takes for a person to come and enjoy our meetings and to get something out of them. And you know, the Pride Center puts on some really, really good fun activities. Like they got their boat thing coming up again this year. Their float your boat thing, and you know, we get people from our group that can go to that, and you know, other festivities that the Pride Center puts on, like their annual dinner.
Their fundraiser.
Don't we have a good time? Oh,
yeah.
You know, and that's what it's all about. Is we're there to learn something. We're there to accept for people for who we are, and learn different topics, and just have a good time in general.
Yeah.
And
I think they went.
I mean, you've gone to a numerous of those dinner parties.
I've gone.
And don't we have so much fun at that annual dinner.
And they do their monthly potluck, which I have yet to go to, but I do really want to go. Yeah, it seems.
Well, I hope you can. This month they've got another one, so.
Yeah. Is it this week?
I think it's this week. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, the one, I think one thing like, I think, I think, I like having like more like events to have people with disabilities go to. I think is a really important thing. Is like I feel like people with disabilities like don't are
They don't get out.
no.
And it's to break that
Yeah,
isolation. I've always thought it's to break, it's to really break that isolation that we all have,
Yeah.
or maybe we don't even have any clue about what is out there that supports our needs.
Yeah, and also they making like the just like the community at large, the community at large, like not just LGBT, cause just making the community like more accessible, making
Yeah.
accessible. I think, just like,
Do you think also too that, like, if somebody came to our group and met somebody, do you think they could develop a relationship
Yeah.
or develop,
yeah, I think,
you know, just a great friend?
yeah,
Yeah. And I think that's
Yeah,
what
I
our
think-
group is all about. I
Yeah,
really
think-
do.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think when. I think when you're with I think like when you're with a group of people like on a weekly basis, that you get to. No, I think you become. I think that you become friends. And yeah, I think. Yeah,
I met some wonderful people from our group, like you and Nan, and you know, just great people in general. I mean, they're all great people, and I'm glad that we have a group for us. Don't you agree?
yes. I think. Yeah, these. I'd say like these past couple of years, especially, has been like a lot of growth. Has been a lot of growth for me in terms of like my own my gender identity and sexual orientation. Like all of that's been from. Yeah, I've gone from probably so I think, yeah, I think it. I think groups like that, they help help harbor like a safe environment for people with disabilities who are LGBT to be able to talk about and figure a bit more about their figure out more who they are in regards to their LGBT identity.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's another thing. The people with disabilities, it's sometimes it's almost like they're expected not to have any kind of sexuality at all.
Exactly. I remember going to school and, you know, we talked about sexuality or anything like that, and we basically got our hands slapped. We don't talk about that. And that's why I'm really trying to change this, you know, this being who we are. And
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like, when I was in high school, like I was not around a lot of like the kids that were in the who were getting who in the disability program I was not around them as much, but I feel the impression I got of like that whole program I'm sure it was a requirement to have your sex safety there's like a sex safety sort of the class that everyone was required to take.
Sex ed.
Yeah, sex ed.
So was there anything back in the sex ed? Anything about people with disabilities that are GLBTQ? No.
No.
See, that's what we want to change.
I also see it like this whole thing like you already have, as a person with disability, you already have one marginalization with that, but they have like a totally another one along with that. I don't know if it's there's very little talk with disability. There's very little talk about intersectionality.
Yeah.
They have the sexuality, the LGBT, race, or they be female, any of that. Just feel like there's the professional study when talking about disability. There's a little discussion on intersectionality.
There isn't.
In regards to that. So.
There's so many whammies that we get, and like I say, having a disability is one whammy, and then being GLBTQ is another. That's two things that we face every day, and you know, I've come to learn that, hey, this is you, and you know, you got to be yourself, and you got to stand up for yourself and be proud of who you are. You know, exactly.
Yep.
And so I just wanted to say, you know, thank you for coming on to the show today, and you know, thank you for coming to group.
Thank you for having me.